What's up, y'all? You're tuned into Vision and Heels Uncensored, the podcast dedicated to giving you the raw truth on all things V&H. We're talking real-life experiences infused with faith and an unwavering commitment to authenticity.
I'm Ivette Pujol, your Vision and Heels Community Manager, a Cuban visionary with Miami roots.
And I'm Jeanette Marie Rodriguez, the CEO and founder of Vision and Heels, Puerto Rican and Dominican Bronx native, your New Yorican host. We're here to share our take on navigating life, business, and all the hats we proudly wear.
Time to pour the cafecito. Let's dive in.
What's going on, fellas? We back for episode 2 here at Humanity. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back, our second episode. Just want to say hello to everybody. We're actually going to be special guest on V&H Uncensored. I'm Joe Rodriguez. My wife, Jeanette Rodriguez, is actually the host with Ivette Pujol, who also is at Vision and Heels. And they gave us the honor to actually run the show today. Not bad, right? You know, it's a women's platform show, but you know what? We got to add a little bit of that humanity to the occasion. So I'm Joe, like I said. I'll let you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves. I don't know, whoever wants to go first.
Steve-O, I'm Joe's brother, Jeanette's brother-in-law. Thank you again. V&H Takeover, here we are.
And I'm Fredo. I'm the guy that always came over to the house when Umberto was cooking.
All right. Well, and so one thing I learned is that my boy Fred out there in New York got a nose piercing. And I'm gonna run with that for this episode.
That's what I'm
not even having jokes. It just threw me off because I wanted one. And I see my brother Steve got a robe on. He thinks he's Hugh Hefner, but
that's Hugh Hefner. He's the greatest part though. The best part of
it.
He got a little Target star there, a little cowboy star.
Don't make me do a Ric Flair twirl.
With the open hospital gown. All right, so little check-in. I want to how was last week, man? I know we had my niece Dahlia go through a little surgery. How everything looks like it turned out good. I'll let you talk about it.
Everything's good, man. She needed to add noise in her. The tubes in the ear, because she's been having struggles with her speech. So when we brought her to the ENT, they looked at everything. They said she had a lot of fluid buildup in the ears. So then they gave her Flonase for about, I think, almost a month. Nothing went down. And noise was as large as they could be. So we said, you know what? To help her speech out, let's just go. Because right now it sounds like she's hearing muffled. Okay. You could tell in her speech. And she hasn't been resting as well. So it was a quick little surgery. Shout out to the doctors out there. Dr. Mena, appreciate you. One of the best out here. They reassured us everything. They checked in after the surgery. My little girl's a trooper. And now it's like she's a new person, man. I love her. Still sense of humor, but now she looks well rested. Her speech is getting a little better.
She hears and everything.
She hears everything clearly now.
Praise
God. Man. So
Praise
love
God.
it. That was my week on paternity leave.
That's good. That's good, because I've been on nose sprays and allergy pills for years.
Nothing.
That's not good, man.
No doubt. How was your week, Fred? You just told me about your little jury duty stint. Oh, well, you can't even talk about that. You can't even talk about that.
Yeah, it's amazing. They haven't figured out a better way to do that. And it's you just have people waiting. Everybody's supposed to be there at 8:30. That's what the summons says, 8:30. It is now after 10, and you're still checking people in. And then, but you make sure you go to lunch at 1 o'clock.
There you go.
And the lunch is an hour and a half. I said, what's this hour and a half lunch? What's going on?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing here? I told the court officer, I said, what are we doing? He goes, what are you talking about? We're going to lunch. I said, for an hour and a half?
Did you have
the whole place clears.
Did you have to adjust your nose ring and put?
They got to scan in.
I didn't leave the building because I didn't want to have to go through the whole scan thing again. There were people arguing on that line. I was like, oh my goodness, there has to be a better way. I'm interested to find out how they did it during the lockdown.
Oh, it was online.
2 years.
Fred, you should be a
That's
court
what I'm
officer.
saying.
Fred, you should be a court
Everything was
officer.
on
Dude.
point.
I think you'll be a good court officer. I think you'll get into some things, but I think you'll be a great court officer.
I took the test, but there were some things that I didn't agree with the New
system?
York State.
The system, huh? Yeah.
With New York State.
I get you.
Uncle Sam?
Yeah, so
I get
said
you.
we're gonna have to pass on you. I said, all right.
So my wife just had jury duty, and she went in. I dropped off at 8:30, same thing. She's up in White Plains. She was there. She told him, where's the breastfeeding room? I mean, the breast pumping room, because I had to do this. And she was like, I need to know how long does it take, because, I got to pump, I got to feed my child. They gave her a letter. They were like, have a good day. I picked her right up at 10 o'clock.
Man, while you're telling me that, she literally milked the system.
That's it.
Got him.
I
was like, how the heck? We went to breakfast. I was like, how the heck did you do that?
How did you get out of there? That's one way. One other person told me, I'm not gonna mention their name, they just didn't register to vote. And I was like, you never registered to vote? Said, nope, never registered to vote. Never called me neither. I said,
it's like he doesn't exist.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Is that so?
And I'm like, of all the things that I didn't listen to growing up, that was the one thing that I did, was to register to vote.
And now you're paying
you would
for
have
it.
been beating the system this whole time.
I would have been beating the system. They'd have been looking for me.
I'll take
Who
it.
goes there? The old days on the door.
Not even taping some signs on my door, like, hey.
We missed
That's
you.
great.
We missed you. All right, well, cool. Well, welcome back, listeners, to V&H Uncensored / the one day only event of humanity as the host, I would call it. As you guys know, for those that don't know, the three of us have been on probably, I have to check the Guinness World Book of Records. We probably have the world's longest group chat.
Probably, but I don't think we need to put that.
So we decided to turn it into a podcast called Humanity, because as you can see, even our intro is all over the place. And it's not because it's structured; it's because we're just all over the place. That's why it's called Humanity. We talk about everything. We know.
That's it.
What was it? We're not experts at everything, but we're pretty good. So
That's it.
So I've been told. All right. Well, the name of this episode is called Real Talk, Real Life, Real Sports, which I like. That it's just a little something I want to put together. So today on today's episode, we're gonna talk about International Women's Month. I did put International Women's Day. It is a day, well celebrated, but this is International Women's Month and what it means to us. And I'm gonna give you guys, probably chop it up for 2 minutes each. Talk about what International Women's Month means to you guys. We got some sports in there, of course. We're gonna talk a little about culture, faith, and some funny moments that happened in our week. How's that sound?
Good.
It's not a normal podcast. I'm asking you how it sounds. We should already have this mapped out, but we do have it mapped out. I don't know. All right, cool beans. So, what does International Women's Day mean to you? Let's go, Freddie Bear. What you got?
I'll be 100% honest. I didn't even know. Like, someone told me when I was walking out the door from work the other day, I was like, it is? And I was just like, oh, okay. But I'm like, even when I said, because you had just mentioned it's a day, and I'm like, why do they only get a day? And I'm like, well, just give them the month. Yeah, even though you should give them the year, because they, women are the...
This guy's trying to find a date. This guy's trying to find a wife. This guy right here.
That's the same thing I kept listening.
Fred is trying to find a date.
You put in your Tinder profile right there, your bio.
Go like this.
This guy right here is trying to find a date.
But like, all joking aside, I really said, like, well, I thought they got I originally thought they got a month. But it really was just a day, and I was, now that you have mentioned it, they really go through a lot, especially dealing with us.
Yep.
And I think it's like a yin and a yang thing. We have certain things that we do, and they have certain things that they do, and then it's all about meshing together. you know, at the end of the day.
No doubt.
Because the stuff that we don't know how to deal with, even at our age now, we probably won't know how to deal with it till we probably in our 60s and 70s. You know, and that's not even being like, even joking around about it, you know. But there are some men that don't figure it out. Oh, that's what she meant. You know, so they're in like,
70 years old.
Yeah, 70 years old, and it's just like, oh, she's been asking me to take my slippers out the living room. she really just wanted me to take my slippers out the living room. You know, but
because there was some deep psychological meaning.
So who's a woman? Let me ask you this, Fred. Who's a woman that impacted your life, man?
Well, it gotta be my mom's.
Okay.
You know, above all, you know, growing up, she had to make a lot of sacrifices, you know, working full time and then going to school. Okay. She put herself through school and then she went for her master's afterwards.
No doubt.
You know, so those were like a lot of years of, you know, having to travel back and forth, being picked up here and there, you know, weekends of just setting time out so she could study and do homework and stuff like that, and still, you know, come home, make the meals, make sure we had the clothes that we needed to go to school with, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
And it's like, yo, you look back and it's like, she sacrificed a lot,
No doubt.
you know, and then having to deal, not only because, you know, I have a sister, you know, having to raise a man. You know,
that too. That's a big component right there.
Yeah, even though my pops was around, she doesn't really know. She didn't at the time. Like it was like her first go around. She only had one son, so it's like, okay, I have to take part in raising my son how to be a man, along with my husband, his father teaching him how to be a man too. So it's like there's just a whole bunch of components in there that you really gotta be like, hey, you know, number one woman in my life gotta be her, because
that's it.
I wouldn't have put up with me.
No doubt. No doubt.
Like you gotta.
Well, man, shout out to the moms, man. Shout out to all those moms.
How about you, Steve?
Thank them. You know, we have a similar woman in our lives. You know, our mother, she's done amazing things. You know, I was the younger one, so I really didn't see it as much. My brother, you know, can attest to a lot of the stuff. But she was always there, and she set the foundation, what she expects from us. Did we always follow? No, but we always respected everybody, and you know, you gave us respect, we gave it right back, and we never showed a bad image of how she raised us. You know what I mean?
I'll take that.
You know, our father passed away when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know, she was doing her thing by herself for a little bit, and then when our stepfather, you know, I call him Pop because he raised me since I was 7. You know, my brother's a little older, but he raised both of us, you know what I mean? And I just appreciate it across the board. But, you know, our mom set that tone from the very beginning, which, you know, we appreciate. So, of course, her. And I just got many, many, many women in my life, you know, between my wife, between, you know, my oldest, Ema, and then my 2 little ones, Rosalie and Idalia, you know, just doing right. For whatever my mom taught me now, is just trying to instill it on them from my perspective, you know what I mean? And it's not the same as a mother's perspective, but I do what I can to share that same image as their mother. So, you know, I appreciate shout out to all the girls in my life.
I could second that. I could definitely second that, and I know that sounds kind of dry, you know, especially for my mom. But yeah, I remember those days we was on White Plains Road. We had to take that bus together because she was working one gig, and we had to go across the Bronx and wait at night, you know, and wait for her to come out the eye doctor place, you know, that she worked as a second gig. So, you know, they didn't see that. A lot of women didn't get a chance. Remember, women doing those second gigs, especially Fred, especially with your moms, because I remember a lot of times she was getting out of work late and she had to bring me and you home because we had no way to get home or we didn't want to walk home from Pelham Parkway back to Sedgwick. So, you know, it's cool that you guys are on, you know, you're on this call because I've seen it all, you know. And, you know, again, you know, Steven's, and he's in one big estrogen bomb in that house where he live at, you know, and same here, you know, I mean, it's 50-50 here, but yeah, I'll definitely shout out to my moms, you know, setting that tone. That was good, Steve.
And just to throw it out there, like, there was a point where, with us, well, not so much Steven, because Steven was still young at the time. You know, our families were integrating with each other, where, to be honest, your mother was like my second mother.
Right.
You know, and vice versa. Like, my
Right.
mother would be like, hey, you know, and, you know, we were at each other's houses, we were breaking bread and all this other stuff.
That's right.
And it's like to see, and then come to find out, I don't know if you remember this, I think your mom went to school with mine.
They probably did.
Went
Aquinas?
went to high school, St. Pius.
Probably did. Who knows, man? They all, because that's all they did in the Bronx. All the girls in the Bronx, they had to go to Catholic school. You know?
Yeah, it was like over, you know, back in the day. And I said I really am not familiar with the stuff that they were doing back then. But she had mentions in my mom. I remember my mother saying that she went to St. Pius. I don't know what, but it was something that
They knew.
Like,
they knew of
wow.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Friends
was
and
just
friends,
weird.
yeah.
Imagine how
Yeah.
moms are like going nuts back in the day, like just like beating people up or something like that. Imagine they were just like bullies. It would have been hilarious. But
Imagine.
but no, you know, huge shout out to my wife. You know, huge shout out to my sister-in-law Sophia. You know, my nieces, man. Like my daughter Jaylene. Like my wife has built a great platform for women. You know, and it's not all necessary.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the International Women's Event. The reason I'm bringing that up is because this is what this podcast is about. You know, we're guests on their podcast. But at the end of the day, just watching, I was at that event, and I wasn't there because I had to be there. It's because I wanted to be there. And there's a big difference when you start really distinguishing the two when you're there for your significant other, and just watching that and how they, you know, how women, you know, they have a harder time than we do, you know, in the workforce. In everything, you know,
Absolutely, across the board, sports, everything.
Yeah, and then watching, you know, again, I'm hard on. You guys know my daughter plays travel volleyball, but just watching our kids really, like, you know, have it, you know, especially if they're girls, like they're not like the boys, man. But like we gotta be overly protective, and I'm like extra hard on my daughter. Like she works out with me and the boys because I want her to be better than everybody, you know, and you know, just huge shout out, man, because without them, who are we? You know, they're, you know, like in the Bible, you know, what is the men are the head of the house, but they're the neck. Without the neck, there ain't no head. So,
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, cool. A big shout out to all you ladies out there, really doing it. Struggling or not, you're still doing it, and just keep it pushing.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Oh man, our favorite time, sports time, baby, sports time. So
You want NFL
we're on
agency,
V&amp
right?
Uncensored, so they get to get a little taste of what the sports were. Even though my wife, she get down. She get down with the Eagles, man. She get down. She knows plays.
She do.
She
Shout out to
get
Jeanette.
down. She ain't social media Google talking. She get down. You know, we be breaking down plays and all that. She be calling plays. I'll be laughing. What y'all got, man? Free agency's hot right now in the NFL. It's actually a pretty good free agent. It was pretty aggressive.
My man Justin Fields. Shout out.
That was
Biggest
big.
news.
Is he gonna start for
Maybe
the Chiefs?
Andy Reid maybe rejuvenate his life. Let's see.
Is he starting?
I think
Is he starting for the
supposed
Chiefs?
to if he- he's
Yeah,
supposed to.
well, I was talking with my boys, and they made a good point. It was like, obviously, it's most likely going to be a contingency plan, because you don't know how Mahomes is going to come back from his ACL. So,
But is he coming back start of the season? Mahomes, is he on a fast recovery?
I'm not
No,
sure.
I don't think so. They said earliest he could come back is December.
Oh, so Mahomes is, so Fields is gonna start then for at least 2 months.
So Fields will be there for at least 2 months, and then, you know, depending on how the recoup is for this dude's knee, who knows? Because you never know how that. Because those, it's not so much with QBs, but you know, when it comes to those ACL injuries, you're not better. You're not a fraction of what you used to be until year 2.
Right.
You know, so it's like, it's weird on how that's going to turn out. But I do, like what Steven was just saying, I have a feeling they're going to fix whatever's wrong with Fields, because I actually think he's a decent quarterback.
Nah.
He's not bad.
He just got drafted to and traded to a bunch of trash teams, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the Jets are even thinking. Like, not even keeping him on the roster. You're gonna put Geno Smith there. Oh my god. Like,
That's another
Yeah,
thing.
you thought Geno Smith was better than Justin Fields?
That's why they're organized. Shout
Shout
out to the Jets, man. Shout out to the Jets, man. They're really raising the bar for professionalism in the NFL.
Like, you guys they have to, it's like they take 10 steps forward and then like 25 steps back. I don't understand.
I don't get it.
That's true.
So who's some of the biggest winners and losers you think of this free agency? It was really aggressive, man. I remember we were just texting each other. I'm like, man, this is like nonstop.
To be honest with you, I think the sneakiest were the Commanders.
Sneakers? They got a big running back room. They got a big running back room. They do.
Well,
I'll take it.
They were just signing people left and right, and it's like, hold on, they're still signing people?
Yeah,
I'm like, where
they were going straight through.
Yeah, and they still have $69 million available, if I'm not mistaken.
They were really mad because everybody was mad hyped about the Command. All of a sudden, everybody's a Washington fan. That big old W on their helmet should have been a big old L. How about that? It should have been a big old L because they got hyped.
Believed in Daniels, right? They all believed in Daniels.
Yep. Jaden Daniels has the same body as Kevin Durant. Like,
you believe Daniel Jones should have got that contract?
Not 1 ounce of it.
Not one. He actually signed.
What was it, 80 mil?
He got like 2 years for like 2 years, like 80 mils. Not long term, but they're giving him that money. I'm like,
you know what's crazy? A lot of these teams have to spend because they pay like they gotta pay like some type of tax or like they have to pay something if they don't spend a certain amount of money, whatever. But overpaid, I'll go Daniel Jones, definitely overpaid. I think, and I'm an Eagles fan, I think Jordan Davis is overpaid.
Yeah,
I was surprised that he got paid so much.
I think he was. I've met I said what's up to Jordan Davis at a preseason game. Cool dude. I would love to have him on the podcast. But the dude, that's a lot of money, man. I think they paid him more if they know his grit and his hard work because he gets on the, he works out, he gets on the Peloton, he lost the weight, he showed that he wanted it. But I still think that was a lot of money.
Yeah, I was like, wow, they paid him that much.
They're projecting the Eagles to have the worst free agency in our division.
Giants had the best one.
That's what they were saying.
The Giants had the best one.
I think the Giants had a really good one.
Giants, we all got to watch out for the Giants. The Giants are low key, all right.
The Giants were sneaky. Yeah, they were sneaky too. I was like, where are they getting this money from?
Right. You know what? The Eagles, the Cowboys are gonna try. Like Jerry Jones is still like trying to figure out through the draft. And he's just trying to see. He's like, let me go through the draft. Let me hope for the best through the draft. And I think.
Let me ask you a question. What's the definition of insanity?
Repetition of doing the same thing over and over.
How many years have you been doing this draft? Come on. How many years, Jerry?
I gotta say, he did something different the first night of free agency.
Oh, I was like, boom! I said, okay.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it just died down, and I'm like, what are we doing? Signing 1-year contracts to he's basically dumpster diving at this point.
Yeah, I think he loves his profitability. I get it. But
I think he's waiting to see, just like he did the year that we signed Amari Cooper, to see if they can
all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you traded for Amari Cooper, and boom, you won a good 6-7 games.
Yeah.
So I think he's just waiting to see how the draft pans out and see, who he could get for cheap, dumpster diving. And then he's just going to wait for week 1 to 3.
It's hard right now.
Wait for week 1 to 3.
You have a deal that was reneged. And you was the second. You was the second offer that was about to get accepted.
How many? What draft picks y'all got for Micah? Y'all got 2 1s or one? One and a 2.
We got an extra pick because at the end of the season.
The compensation.
I think it's like that'd be a 2. No, that's the 1, right?
So you got 2 1s
in the 20.
So you got your 1.
And 20.
Yeah, you got your 1 and his 1, right? And then you got a 2.
Yeah, so 12 and 20.
So you got 2
next year. He's hoping to go defense on that.
Okay. Oh, well, so you got 2 1s this year.
We got 2 1s
12 and 20
this year.
12 is a good solid pick. If you go after that tight end.
That's how we got Parsons out there, man. Around that area. 12, Parsons.
Yeah, it was around 12, yeah.
Yep. Who was drafted before them?
I gotta look at it.
Giants or Eagles, I think.
No, actually, Parsons.
Now we dropped. We're 20. We're like
round,
we're like 23rd.
Yeah. My bad, man.
I feel like we're gonna have a good
hit on
phase.
somebody again instead of the same thing over. So whatever.
We signed Goddard.
He's gonna take a hurt player in the draft, someone that needs to be redshirted because they got hurt, and they're gonna wait the year to come back, and then next year is gonna be the big blow up year, just like it always is.
That goes. They're gonna go all over the place.
Shout out to the Cowboys making these guys really, literally like insane.
That's all these great hairs. Trust.
So all the ladies and all the people that listen to V&H Uncensored, this is what the life of a Cowboys fan looks like. Misery. All right, World Baseball, man, just wrapped up, man. USA.
Nah, we still going.
Well, it didn't just wrap up. You're right. We're one game away, but
Venezuela just took the lead.
Oh, you watching it? Oh man,
I got in the
I was laughing, man.
They said Venezuela and China are problems.
No, Italy.
Nah, Venezuela's playing Italy right now.
Italy was solid. But yesterday was hilarious, man, because there was some undertones in it. I ain't gonna go too deep, but there was some undertones in that game, man. And I was like, yeesh.
The USA and
Dominican Republic. I was like,
yeah.
Pitching always shuts down hitting. And we have the best pitcher in the world on that team. Imagine we had
and they got scared. They got scared when homeboy threw him out at third.
Who, when Judge?
They stopped running after that.
When Judge?
They start. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Judge turned to Vladimir Guerrero Sr. All of a sudden, he had a rocket. All of a sudden, he got a rocket.
Yeah, I was like,
rocket.
I know, but he doesn't do it when we need him to do it.
I was like, oh, and after that, they stopped sending him. Nobody was stealing the bases.
But it was also Tatis. Tatis is not fast, unless he's on his roids. Yeah, I said it.
Nando.
Yeah, I said it. So, all right, cool. So, yeah, I mean, what I do like,
game, man. I loved it.
What I do like is it's helping baseball, just keep on regaining some
energy,
momentum.
Man.
They are.
The games over here are blah, man. The games here be blah. Unless it's a playoff game and you're hitting up Billies before that. That's the only time.
They're talking about this. The lockout for next year is going to be inevitable.
What, for baseball?
Well,
for baseball,
and that's not good for baseball. After having such a showing with this, WBC's been great.
Yeah.
So it's just like
you see the pride.
You know what I mean? You're getting to see how Latin America pride, and all that. So that's what we love about it.
What I like is they took the concept. Well, not the concept, but like because you look at soccer, you see the pride in soccer, man. I think it's like religion out there. World Cup soccer. They just took the World Baseball Classic, and now it's getting it. You see the lids is full of all the hats, different. So everybody's.
Which shout out is gonna be in Jersey this year.
Really?
Yeah.
What stadium?
The World Cup. One of the in MetLife.
In MetLife. The World Cup. The World Cup. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just the thing is the difference between soccer and baseball is that you have the teams in soccer that want to win. Like the passion is there.
You also got the teams in soccer that if somebody drops loses the game, they're not making it home in certain countries.
Yeah, it's in June.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
They literally follow you home. Like there's hits out.
You may be missing from the family picture.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all the group matches. Yeah, Brazil versus Morocco is all of them.
Yep.
Norway versus Senegal, Ecuador, Germany.
Yep.
And even though and they take that shit seriously over here too.
Yeah. Not for sure.
They take that seriously over here. Like you got people calling out of work to go
climbing through vents. You didn't see it last time. They were climbing through vents. They were doing things like that. Crazy. So it was dope.
Nah, it's for real. Out here, forget about it. Out here with Orlando City, forget about it. They built a whole soccer stadium out here next to where the Magic play, just because of the Brazilian tourist.
Oh wow!
If you go, Steve, you've been to Universal with us. It's Brazilian tourism drives Orlando. Brazilian tourism drives Orlando. That soccer stadium, everybody lives in Orlando and Central Florida are soccer fans and soccer players. Okay, I'll give it to you. Stadium wasn't built for you. Stadium was built for them tourists, man. That stadium is the Harry Potter attraction at Universal, but for soccer, because they even built apartments and townhomes for the Brazilian market, not taking away from our domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. They won't put it on paper, but that's who drives it. A lot of the season ticket holders are also rich, nationalists from Brazil, rich nationalists from India, so China, but we got some local, domestic season pass holders that are really into the game that played here locally. But that wasn't built. That wasn't built for some guy that lives in the middle of Lake Nona. Nah, man.
Yeah.
I think, did you guys hear last year, was it last year or the year before? A teacher got fired because he called out of work.
Hey, hold on. They called him on TV?
Going to the game?
He was actually at a bar like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and News 12 was doing like a piece on, soccer and stuff.
And the teacher had a piece of a chicken wing with a beer.
You see him in the background, jumping up and down and drinking, and I'm like, and then the very next day they're just like, yeah, he was a teacher, and they fired him the next day.
Fred, what you hit him with? What are we doing?
I was like, what are you guys doing over here?
All right. Well,
that's wild.
So NBA check-in, man. We go through all the sports, man. NBA check-in. I'm not even an NBA fan anymore. I just watch here and again. I know the Lakers are playing right now.
The game is changed too much in the wrong direction.
Listen, Knicks are still doing their thing.
Knicks, okay.
Lakers are doing they're on a 5-game win streak or something like that. Spurs is just and Thunder. I think the Spurs got a legitimate chance to do something.
The Knicks got me nervous because
the Knicks are balling. The thing is, the NBA needs the Knicks or the Lakers to be in that championship.
Of course,
they need those markets.
That's how it goes.
They need those. It can't be a Tatum love story anymore. Tatum back from ACL.
Yeah, but at the same time,
the
NBA
NBA
can't be losing to the Warriors with the bench players.
Yeah, but the NBA needs a resurgence, man, and it'll happen. No. It'll happen. Some game. I generally don't believe games are scripted. Because they've been saying that for years, but no NBA player, no football player has really come out on in tropes. They haven't come out tropes like these games are scripted. Nah.
I mean, we're starting to get a few coaches, you know what I mean? With the gambling. So, we'll see from there.
They have to change the way the game is played, too, because, with the game management, players, I just don't feel like playing today. I just don't feel like playing today.
Meanwhile, you're making $multi-million, like, nah.
Yeah, like you're making $10 million a minute. Every minute that you're on the court, and it's like, I don't feel like playing today. What do you mean you don't feel like playing today?
My knee hurts.
That's how it is, man. Now you know how our bosses feel when we feel like calling out because we got a cough. Oh, Fred.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. We don't know. At Fred's profession, in his job, we can't name the job, unfortunately. But
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Steve can't call out because his job, forget about it. There'll be mass chaos in there.
That's it. I love them. They're doing their thing, though. I've been out on paternity leave for the last 2 months, so shout out to my whole crew down in school. They've been holding it down. Had a few conversations with a few people. They've been doing good. So
while Papa Bears and his Dallas Cowboys roll.
That's it. But I'll be there soon.
All right, no doubt. All right, let's switch gears, man. Let's talk a little bit about faith, man. I like, something that I've been, I'm on my walk, just trying to get you guys in. But what's something that kept us grounded this week? I'm going to tell you a little something real quick. I know I asked you out a question. But what I mean by that is, like, how things have changed, as we got older. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things, how I used to react, and certain music I listen to it. Like, how I am when I listen to certain music. It's crazy. But what's something that kept you grounded this week?
It's a good question.
I mean, Steve, you had an eventful week going into.
I mean, that between all that and the surgery, probably my wife. I would say she's, we go through everything together. So, it's sometimes her being more anxious and me just calming her down. That's what keeps me grounded because I'm too caught up in making sure I'm Papa Bear, making sure I'm protecting her, and hearing what she has to say, then dealing with any pickups or whatever, extra stuff, dinner, even doing the dinner, getting that right, things like that. So, I think definitely that just being around her always keeps me grounded. So that's why I'm always just like, listen, we rock out. That's it.
Okay. Fred? I mean, in your environment, you got some loonies.
I've learned to create certain habits that are more calming,
okay,
as opposed to like how you mentioned how we used to react to certain things when we were younger.
Okay.
You know, like listening to hardcore rap music before I walk through the door at work, probably not the best.
Not a good idea.
Probably not the best idea. You know.
There you go. Okay.
Listening to hardcore rap first thing in the morning, then you're out the door.
With a cup of coffee.
Not the best
With
idea.
a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have my little cup of Avena, and I'm just all of a sudden I'm listening to, like, you know, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, and 50 Cent, and then all of a sudden you have somebody that comes in and it's just like, it creates more of a chaotic environment, as opposed to me just listening to, like, smooth jazz, or, you know, and just taking a moment with my cup of Avena and just watching the sun come up, you know, and just
where life would take me. If I turn left into work, just know I was enjoying this cup.
I was just enjoying my Avena and my smooth jazz, you know, because you have to transition as you get older and as you get into different positions in life, especially professionally, like where you're the man now, you're the boss.
There you go.
And I can't just turn around and be like, and react and in a way that I would have reacted 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago.
Okay.
You know, you have to create an environment where people be safe, but at the same time, everybody's respected.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
People don't, surprisingly enough, people are threatened by 6-foot Puerto Ricans, you know, with beards.
And tattoos.
And a nose piercing. But that nose piercing has like a Zen metal in it. It's got to have a Zen metal in it. That keeps you grounded.
That's his mood ring.
That's his mood ring.
When the sun comes up, there's a sparkle that hits it.
That's a good move. That's a good
move.
When it's black, stay out of his way.
Yeah, but like, you know, when you get into those professional environments, you can't conduct yourself the way you would have previously, because right now the choices that you make could affect you the rest of your life.
No doubt.
You know, you turn around and be like, yo, hey, listen, thank you for what you did, but what you've done so far, but we're gonna have to let you go.
Yeah, it gets
tough. Now you got a whole bunch of things on.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, when Steve told me, like, he didn't tell me about it prior. He was here just 2-3 weeks ago, right? A little more than 3 weeks, right? Steve? So I didn't know about my niece's surgery. So I'm like, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I was just more like, I was nervous because I'm an anxious person. So me just praying, like, I was like, all right, say no more. Watch this. I had like 200 people like already praying. Like, let's go. You know, I ain't got time. Like, I know what kind of God we serve. Just seeing things, man. When you guys start putting things in perspective, and you know, when you start surrounding yourself with more godly things, man. Like, I changed my music style, even though I still listen to a little bit of worldly music. I do, but it changed my whole approach to everything. Like, I need that Zen approach, like you said, smooth jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like, just learning how to keep yourself grounded. You know, I'll be on I-4. That's our, like, cross Bronx, Fred, out here. I-4 is our cross Bronx. That's Steve. It's always in traffic, you know? So I'm in traffic every morning going into Orlando. And, like, I'm looking at people like, if I'm listening to DMX or some 50 or some Jada, I'm just looking over like, how are we doing this? How are we doing this?
Your eye goes like this to the cartoons?
Yep. How are we doing this? If I'm listening to Elevation worship music, man, woo, man, I'm like, I'm waving at everybody. I ain't got no tints in my car. I'm just talking. I'm praying. You know, like, I'm having a good day, whatever. You know, that keeps me grounded. But you also...
Sometimes I'm listening to the Bee Gees 70s music, and I'm just like, hey, all right, no problem. You cut me off, yes. Yeah, you have a great day.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Staying alive.
you got to know how to do it, man. But just, I've been around a lot of people that are on their walk. Like, I forgot to tell you, I'm trying to get into a jail ministry.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to like local prisons and pray with the inmates and stuff like that. I'm trying to get in there, man. So little things like that, just trying to do something for somebody, because there's times, man, like we be having all these solicitors out here because the weather's so nice. Like everybody, it's not only Jehovah's Witness knocking on our doors out here. It's all type. And I be opening that door, and then like they start annoying me, like the cool Joe's coming out, and when I open the door, but then the evil twin, my evil twin is like right there, like, let's do this.
There you go.
And I'm like, listen.
You in your robe, and you're like,
I'm like, why do we gotta do this, man? Like, the evil twin's gonna come out. I'm trying to avoid it. So,
it's true.
but then, like, coming from where we come from, it's like, damn, are we soft? Am I soft? You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do, man? I gotta lay back, man. What would Joe do?
At the end of the day, who's visiting me? Who's taking care of my kids and helping out support my family when I'm doing? And if I know you're not one of them, I care less what you do or say or think.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's it.
Nah, I appreciate y'all getting on the men's chat. Just jumping on. It's cool. I'm gonna add like me and Jeanette run a Bible study for married couples on e-groups and stuff. We got like, I think God is calling us to like really minister to people younger than us. And I'm on my like I have a prayer coach, like that he runs our e-groups. And he's young, he's a Green Bay Packers fan, so we're always chopping it up. He's like, man, you're like an unk. I looked at him, I'm like, man, you older than me. Like, but he's like, but you treat it like, and, so now like we're getting all these people that join our e-group. It's virtual, just like this, and it's like young dudes, young girls, you know what I'm saying, young couples, like in their early 20s. 30s, been married for like 8 months to a year, and it's the coolest thing.
From all over, or just
all
Florida?
Over. I got a family from Chicago. I got a family from Georgia that's joined. A lot of people from Orlando, but really great people. You know what I'm saying? My brother-in-law, my sister-in-law on it, like really great people. And we just, we dive in for about an hour and a half every other Friday. It's pretty dope. Yeah. So I'm appreciative of that.
I mean, I'm not married or anything, but I mean, I would think that is an avenue that young couples who are just, because I think the percentage of divorce is highest in young couples. It's
high regard. Divorce is really high right now. Your percentage on your second, the national average is like over 60% on your second marriage. People that have been married more than once, their second marriage is like 60% higher chance of a divorce, which is wild. I think it's even higher than that. I think Jeanette knows the exact number. So, like, when you tell somebody like me like that that's already overly anxious, man, I'm already, like, stepping on eggshells. Like, all right, I got to figure this out. Are you mad at me? But marriage, Steve, right?
No,
Steve, marriage is not easy, man. And, like,
I don't.
You think just because you're faithful, you're loyal, you're kind, that's it. Nah, man. It's work, man.
You got to get that one person that you could
you have
bounce things off of, you know what I mean? That those arguments and all that, it's always worth it. We're human. Everybody's gonna argue, but when you stop arguing at a certain point, and it's just like, you feed off each other. You know what this person wants already, and you start doing those things because you want to do it to avoid those problems, to avoid those arguments. You know what I mean? And then it becomes I just want to do these things. You know what I mean? Like, and now me and my wife share each other's memes all day. You see those memes about married couples, all they do is send each other these things all day. But it's true, because a lot of the stuff we send is like uplifting to like who we are as a couple and
it's like what I had mentioned before about the balance. There needs to be a balance.
You need that balance. Me and Jeanette are completely opposite.
Yeah,
but y'all balance
whatever I'm weak at, she picks up the pieces, and vice versa. Whatever she's weak at, I try to pick up the pieces where I can.
Yeah.
And Steve, you could attest to that, man. Like, and then with kids in the mix, like forget about, for a little while, you always gotta kind of reignite that fire.
I'm like, yo, you go, I got him.
Oh, you just gotta you can't forget about yourselves.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You got to constantly...
We try our best to do at least 2 date nights.
There you go. And it sounds corny.
Every 6 weeks.
It sounds corny in the beginning. You're like, damn,
we go to the same local spot. We go to the same local spot.
Yep.
We got our babysitters. We got 2 lined up, and that's it.
Steven went there. Steven went there 5 times. Because after those date nights, there's a new one.
I said, I was like, you know what? We're going out this time. Nah, we're going out.
You see Fred winking over there in the corner. Nah, but, you know, it's wild, man, how they keep us grounded, man. But, yeah, no doubt. Good times. Absolutely. All right. So, we're almost on the, final kind of minutes here. So, I was going to talk about rap and culture, so I'll kind of go through that real quick. 50 Cent is king. 50 Cent is going to own all these dudes. You know, like, these dudes don't have no idea. I try to tell you, I nobody has no idea what 50 Cent is capable of, and he's winning this whole battle.
Nobody gets it. It's like, everybody keeps saying, stop messing around. Stop screwing around with that man. Leave him alone.
Mm-hmm. You poke the bear,
like, don't get out. Because, like, T.I. and his son really thought they had something cooking.
Yeah, and it's like
he's making you guys more relevant. So he's winning. He's making you guys more relevant.
Exactly, and that's it.
We gotta invite T.I. and his son on our podcast. I think that'll be a fun. Like, I think we'll be the new Fat Joe Jadakiss. We'll take over the number 1 spot. And I'm a big shout out to Fat Joe Kiss. I'm a big fan.
Fat Joe even said it, made a statement. I forgot what podcast. He was like, "Y'all need to really leave that man alone." Like, he's just leave him alone. Like, he's not coming for y'all unless you just don't say his name.
If you saying things, then that's it.
Yeah, if you're saying things, it's a wrap for you. And he was like, he's a real, he said,
he ain't gonna stop.
50 Cent and I had real beef. To the point where it was gonna go like confrontation, like life or death. And he's like, y'all talking about rap stuff and verses and all this. He's like, leave that man alone. He's clowning y'all.
Nope.
He is clowning y'all.
He's like, I don't need to do
about we could go down a big rabbit hole, man.
Mm-hmm.
But, all right, this week was wild. I mean, kind of like the last 2 subjects. This week was wild. What's one funny thing that happened to y'all that maybe nobody saw, but you know about it?
Funny?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'll set it off. I bit it. I was throwing garbage out on the side of my house, and I'm always shook. My wife don't know this till now, and a lot of the V&amp listeners don't know this. But every time I have a bad habit of sleeping, like laying on my recliner all day long. And then when it's time to throw out the garbage, it's 11 o'clock at night. Like right now, I'll probably go throw out some garbage. And it's on the side of my house. And Fred is not like New York. There's nothing but bears and coyotes out here. So the encounter is real. So like in my head already, I'm like, there's probably a black bear out there or a coyote on the side of my house. It just fits. And the other day, I went to throw out the garbage. It was a rabbit. A rabbit jumped out. I had my flip-flops on. And my decor stone, this stone in the front of my house, like I tripped over it. My slipper broke. I
gotta twist the ankle for 2 weeks.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. You know when we getting old, I stepped on a rock. Check this out. I stepped on a rock. Bottom of my foot. I was done. I needed that little scooter. The little... Stepped on a rock, and Jeanette was mad because we went to the Bucks and Eagles game. 95 degrees.
Oh, I remember that. You had your big boot.
This lady, I had the RoboCop boot on. This lady who's probably 5'3", easily 120 pounds. She's trying to wheel me through Tampa Stadium, and I'm already like with my Eagles jersey looking like an ill herb. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to have this mean mug on, and we took the beating of our lives by the Bucks, man. Baker went off on us, but that's when you know you're getting old, man.
That's it.
But yeah, that was me the other day. A rabbit. It was like a rabbit.
I live in the building and I don't throw out my garbage until the daytime. You never know what you find in the trash compactor.
You know something funny? I almost got scammed by one of those Next Door app people.
They almost got you?
Yeah, they got me. I was all hyped because I wanted to prove a point to my wife that I could sell one of the furnitures we were getting rid of. And she's like, no, just throw it out. I was like, nah, I'm going to post it. Watch. Boom. And the person was like, oh, I get off work at 4:30. Let me know what are the dimensions. I gave them the dimensions.
He was all
they were like, all right, yeah. because I've done deals on this app before. We
Right.
meet at whatever, this corner, this location, cash, boom, done. So I'm like, all right, you got cash, whatever. They're like, no, I'll tell you right now. Boom, they Zelled. They're like, what's your phone number? Boom, I gave my phone number. Next thing you know, I got to think, they're like, oh, what's your email? It says you have to verify with the email. So I'm going along with it only because I'm making a sale to prove my wife wrong. And then boom, I was like, wait, what happened here? I was like, now it's saying this email. So I took that screenshot. I put it in chat GPT. They were like, you're being scammed. Delete all this. I didn't send no money though, but like, I just got this thing. They were like, next thing they're going to ask you for this. That's how they do the scam. And I was like, yo, when does app become everybody's a damn scammer? I was like, now I'm an old person getting scammed, yo.
Yeah,
I used to know this thing. I know I was getting scammed like this. Now I'm falling for the trap. I'm getting old.
Fred's a scammer. Fred's a scammer. He be scamming Metro cards, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Can we edit that?
Yeah.
Yo, there was one time I had some old iPhones before I got the phone I got now. And I was using one of those apps. And he's like, yeah, I mean, where you want to meet? And I said, right here, the Bay Plaza.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me tell him inside. I said, you going to meet me inside of Bay Plaza? So he pulls up. And he's like, yeah, I'm in the parking lot. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So then he calls back. He's like, hey, you coming out? I said, no. And I can see him from where I'm at. And I'm like this, pointing at the window. And he's like, oh, you can come outside. I got the money right here. I said, you'll have the money when you come inside too.
Exactly.
So this may have took about 15, 20 minutes before he finally came inside, before he came into the
He's ready to take your
supermarket.
cash and boogie.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, you gonna, matter of fact, stand on the other side of me, on this side. I'm gonna be blocking the exit.
Fred, did you have pepper spray? Did you have pepper spray?
Yo, I had a
Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary.
The two fists.
Yo.
Who wants to talk into the mic?
Yeah, yo, and I'm like sitting there, and he's checking out the phones, and I'm like, all right. So this is where it got real funny. He had the money, and I said, didn't I tell you small bills?
Right, what you?
And he goes,
what is this, a drug deal?
He's like, so he's giving me $100 bills. I said, no, you gotta go change those into small bills. He goes, what's the difference? I said, they could be fake. He goes, I said, I would know if they're gonna be fake or not.
And you winked at? You winked?
Don't ask me how I would know, but I was like, listen, you gotta this took about an hour. I said, matter of fact, you can go to the cashier, go right here to the cashier, give her your $100 bills.
Or ask for 20s.
And ask for 20s. Matter of fact, I don't even trust you. I want 5s and 10s. He stepped outside, and then I don't think he remembered he left his keys.
Oh my!
Because there's a bank right there. He went to the Bank of America, and then he came back. I think he was just trying to dip. So when he came back, he gave the original money. He goes, yeah, the bank wasn't working. I was like,
have a good day.
He was like, all right, let me take it to the cashier right here. I said, I told you to do that to begin with. He went, they gave her 5. I said, no. I want 5. I told her, because she was giving him 20s. I said, no, 5s and 10s. And singles.
Wow.
He was trying to get you.
Yeah, man. You can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody, man. I was just like,
that's how it is, man.
He got one of those big ass vans, and I was like, oh, he's gonna try to get me from my phones and then take me away.
What was he gonna take you?
He was gonna traffic me or something.
Over an iPhone 10. Where's Fred?
We
got a special guest here. We got a special guest. It's my beautiful daughter.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, Theo.
What's up, girlie? How's everything?
It's good.
How's school?
Boring.
This is the princess of V&H right here.
There you go. Best volleyball player out here. D1 scholarships coming soon. Feel me?
That's right.
Eh?
You can tell Fred what college you want to go to.
Oh,
You told.
UF.
What?
Mhm.
ESPN.
Mhm.
Theo knows what's up, right?
Mhm.
Be Miami.
Oh my.
No.
ESPN.
Miami or the Gators?
The Gators.
All right.
We'll see you there soon.
She
Your
got,
cousin will be the mascot. Don't worry.
she got media day tomorrow.
I said her cousin's gonna be the mascot.
Yeah, he will. He will. Nah, but yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I guess we could start wrapping it up. You know, I just want to give a quick shout out to V&H Uncensored. I know something they do also is they always start with something they're grateful for. So we'll end it with something we're grateful for. And I got some sponsors. I forgot to tell you. Humanity got 2 sponsors already. I want to surprise you. That's why I wanted you on video to see your facial reaction. But one thing you're grateful for, Fred. What are you grateful for?
There's something I've been grateful for probably over the past couple of months is that I've actually, we all, as even myself, have made it this far.
No doubt. Okay.
Because there were a lot of decisions that myself, as long as I know you, us growing up, that we could have made totally different decisions that made totally different outcomes, you know, from where we're at right now. So
Okay.
that's one thing that I look at every day, like when I'm listening to my 70s music and my jazz, my smooth jazz.
Everybody need a little Phil Collins in their life, man.
Yeah, so some really good. He got some really good tracks.
So they hit you with
What you got, Steve?
I would say mainly I'm grateful that, you know, you have that stigma of, you know, starting with the opening topic with women, is that, you know, when they have kids, the women stay home, the man has to go to work. So I'm big grateful that, you know, at least my last 3 kiddos, I was able to take time from work, you know, 2-3 months that was allowed this day and age, right? And just, you know, help watch them grow, you know what I mean? And just watching my son grow, my younger son grow, you know, and then, you know, my 2 girls, you know, when they were younger, you know, I had to go back to work with my older 2, but at least I was able to take some time to just, you know, do the regular house stuff, things like that. It's been fun, you know what I mean? I picked up cooking. I've gotten better in shape, you know what I mean? So I'm a little bit more healthier, things like that. Doing stuff around the house you never get the chance to when you work a lot, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful that I did, you know, take the time that I needed for all my kids. And not only, you know, helping raise them obviously at home, but being able to do other things too. So.
Because you guys both look like Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista in that Amazon Prime movie, The Wrecking Crew. I'm looking at Fred, looks like Momoa, Steve look like Batista. Yeah, you know
I have to watch that one actually.
I watched it last night. That's why it's right here in La Mente, like my wife likes to say, La Mente. Yeah, I'm grateful for, you know, technology, man, that we're able to do this. You know, I'm grateful for a lot of things, man, but I'm not going to be too cliche and too cheesy. But, you know, having this camaraderie, obviously, I got 2 of the closest people in my life outside of my family also, you know, here, day to day, you know, even though you guys are so far away, I feel like if I would, you know, like, I see my brother, I see him when I go, it's like, we speak every day, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Fred, the same thing. When I see you, it's like, hey, just saw you yesterday, you know, so that's what I'm grateful for. But I'm grateful for our sponsors. You ready to hear this, man? I got 2 good ones. And I did a lot of research and I did a lot of hustling. And y'all know me and my sales. So, Kennedy Fried Chicken on Kingsbridge Road. They are officially one of our Humanity sponsors.
Kennedy Chicken, baby.
Kennedy Fried Chicken. Kennedy Fried Chicken.
I just tweeted that one.
If you from the city, you know, Fred. Fred, come on, man. Come on. Steve, come on, man. 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, if you didn't want to go to the diner, somebody was going to Kennedy Fried Chicken.
$8.99.
Hot wings and
$8.99.
What is it, Fred?
Hot wings and fries, 20 piece, $10.
And a good conversation with the owner.
Don't forget the bread. Put the bread.
And the biscuit. And the biscuit.
They They gave me those fake Hawaiian biscuits.
Yeah. Kennedy Fried Chicken on Kingsbridge Road. Give them a shout. Get a 3-piece on us.
Shout out Kennedy Fried Chicken.
Shout out
Supporting
Kennedy.
humanity.
Use coupon code Humanity. Coupon code Humanity.
There we go. Humanity on Kingsbridge Road.
All right. And our second one. This one was a tough one. But our second one, man. Again, you know me. Offer Up.
Okay.
For up, really?
Yeah.
I can get that one.
Offer Up.
Cool.
Because I'm always on Offer Up. I sell broken watches. As Jeanette, I sell broken smart watches to people. And she's my getaway driver. Because she's like, you're never going to sell that. I was like, watch this. We're in front of like Planet Fitness, Crunch Fitness in Deltona. Samsung smartwatch. No charger. I don't even think the thing worked. Sold it to some guy. Offer Up, baby. If it was Craigslist, he would not trust him if it was Craigslist. If it's Offer Up, it's a little bit more classy. So Offer Up.
Shout out to Offer Up, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, Offer Up is what Craigslist still thinks it is. You know, that's the way you gotta look at it.
But don't go on next door because you will get scammed on next door.
Think about it. Offer Up, you get details on Offer Up. You know, you can sell your couch, PS5. You can even talk about your wife, like your life, like all on one post. Like, I'm selling my couch, my PS5. My wife left me. It's gotta go.
There you go. Now you get a therapy session and you get
Then you get rid of your couch.
You know? You keep the PS5? You keep the PS5, Fred?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I can sit on the
That's an easy
floor.
decision.
I can sit on the floor.
Nice little crate from downstairs.
So yeah, shout out to Kennedy Fried Chicken, Kingsbridge Road. Use
Yes,
coupon
sir.
code Humanity. And you can shout out to Offer Up, where everything is lightly used, but firm on price.
There we go. Love it.
Until you
Get
show
those
up.
promos in.
Until you show up in Fred's case. Until you show up in Fred's case.
Be like,
This is how this is gonna go down.
like, no.
All right, cool. I'll holla at y'all. Thank you
Yes,
to
sir.
everybody. V&H
All
Uncensored.
right, man.
Thank you for having us. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you, V&H. Yes.
All right. Take care, y'all.
Fred,
Yes.
love the nose ring.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, that was some strong cafecito we poured today on Vision and Heels Uncensored. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. We are truly grateful as it really helps us pour more into your heart straight from ours.
Remember to live your truth, handle your business, and shine bright.
We'll be back soon to pour some more. Stay blessed.